Our top story tonight, for many, live oak trees are more than scenery here in the Coastal Empire. They are symbols of roots and resilience and history. Now, one family is speaking out after learning a live oak beside their home could be removed to make way for infrastructure upgrades. WSAV's Isabella Baez shows us why this tree holds meaning far beyond its branches.
This 300-year-old oak tree is more than just a tree to the Grizzard and Ball family. It's a piece of history, but it soon may be cut down as Georgia Power is threatening its removal.
I can't imagine not being there and never thought that I would.
Jim Ball and Alan Grizzard have lived in their home on Little Neck Road in Chatham County for years. Grizzard grew up on the property and through it all, a live oak tree growing up beside him.
So 62 years ago, I played under there with my great-grandfather. He died when I was 6. And I still remember the chicken coop and the plum trees because you've got to remember this was out a paved road. So that tree set back a little bit further from the road than it does now. And this was our favorite place to go.
The family says they found out on Wednesday that Georgia Power was planning to remove the tree to place high voltage transmission lines. A Georgia Power spokesperson telling WSAV it's necessary for growth.
As we all know, Chatham County itself, our region and our state has been growing economically, and so we're powering that growth. And this is part of the infrastructure upgrades that we need to make to be able to meet that demand.
Georgia Power is working on an option for the family to get pieces of the tree, so that way they can build a piece of art to remember the live oak. But Ball and Grizzard say it's not the same.
All that would do is break your heart because you would remember the tree forever and you would remember it for a bad reason. It isn't like you were able to, the tree died and had to be removed.
Georgia Power says the tree was scheduled to be removed on Monday, but due to public complaint and comments, it has been rescheduled for a later date. Reporting in Savannah, I'm Isabella Baez, WSAV News 3 on your side.
New tonight, a third suspect has been arrested in connection with an alleged stalking and attempted kidnapping investigation in Chatham County. Authorities say 50-year-old Horatio Reynolds was arrested today and charged with stalking, criminal trespass, loitering, and prowling. Reynolds is identified as the third suspect in the ongoing investigation into reported stalking and an attempted kidnapping at the View Apartments. Investigators say that during his arrest, they recovered binoculars and video recording equipment from his car, which are now being processed as evidence. The first arrest in the case was made in late January when 24-year-old Nathaniel Crawford was charged with criminal attempted kidnapping, stalking, and criminal trespass. Officials are still searching for a third suspect in the case. A Claxton man has died following a shooting that took place earlier this week. Law enforcement responded to a 911 call on February 11th, reporting shots fired near Terrell Street in Claxton. When officers arrived, they found 48-year-old Jonathan Gaines inside a car with multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to a hospital and placed on life support and died today. The investigation remains active and ongoing, and authorities are asking anyone with information to contact Claxton Police. Savannah police have arrested a minor in connection with a deadly shooting that left a woman dead. According to the police department, officers responded around 2:30 p.m. to reports of the shooting in the 1800 block of Northgate Drive. When officers arrived, they found a woman suffering from gunshot wounds who died at the scene. Investigators say a boy was taken into custody near the scene. He has been charged with murder and transported to the Savannah Regional Youth Detention Center. That deadly shooting is not the only gun violence raising concern in the area. As WSAV's Jillian Coles reports, just a few blocks away, an 83-year-old woman says she no longer feels safe in her home after gunfire ripped through the walls.
What started as a normal night for Mary Ann Pickard turned frightening very quickly when more than 80 gunshots rang out. They believe they were fired from this spot right here.
And while I was sitting there watching TV, I heard bam, bam.
Before Mary Ann Pickard purchased her house 4 months ago, she questioned why there were holes above the sink. She says her realtor told her it was likely from kids playing with BB guns. But after Wednesday night, neighbors told her her home had been targeted before.
She said, in this very yard, someone had shot up some cars. No one told me that. If you are purchasing a home, that is going to be your safe haven. That's supposed to be your safe haven.
She says she was going through her normal nightly routine, but instead of sitting in her usual spot in the kitchen, she moved to the back of the house. She believes that decision saved her life. More than 80 gunshots tore through windows, picture frames, and walls in the front of her home. Pickard says she believes the gunfire may have been meant for someone who lived in the house before her.
You can take somebody's life who has nothing to do with whatever the issue is. Right now you see people they are going to retaliate. You shoot me, I shoot you, I shoot my brother, you shoot my brother, I'm gonna shoot your sister. I'm not involved in anything like that.
She says video she provided to the police shows the shots coming from across the street. They are still finding bullet casings between that location and the house. She says this kind of violence isn't something she expected in this neighborhood.
This neighborhood and other neighborhoods should not be fearful of going out in their yards or coming home in the evenings because somebody's in the bushes waiting.
As of right now, Pickard says she's not sure that she can ever feel safe in her home again. The Savannah Police Department have made no arrest, and this investigation is ongoing. Reporting in Savannah, Jillian Coles, WSAV News 3. On your side.
New tonight, a fire this afternoon in Hinesville has displaced several families. Units were called to the 100 block of Gow Street shortly after 1. Bryant said that when firefighters arrived, Unit 6 of a multi-dwelling apartment row was fully engulfed in flames. Fire crews were able to contain the blaze quickly, preventing damage to the neighboring units. Officials say the fire started from a grease fire. The Red Cross is currently assisting around 8 people who have had to leave their apartments due to smoke and water damage, as well as the loss of electricity. The U.S. Coast Guard has released its final report into the disappearance of 3 commercial fishermen who vanished off the coast of Brunswick more than 2 years ago. According to the United States Coast Guard, the commercial fishing vessel Carol Ann left Brunswick on October 14th of 2023 with 3 crew members on board: Dalton Conway, Caleb Wilkinson, and Tyler Barlow. They were headed to a local fishing ground known as the Triple Ledges. The last contact came around 4 in the afternoon that day when the master called the boat's owner as the vessel exited the Brunswick shipping channel. Days later, after the boat missed its scheduled catch drop-off and no one heard from the crew, the Coast Guard launched a search and rescue operation. The final report determines the boat lost stability and sank, leading to the deaths of all 3 men. Investigators cite multiple contributing factors, including a lack of required safety equipment, no emergency beacon, and improper life raft storage. Nearly a month after the disappearance, a fish box believed to be from the vessel was found about 17 miles offshore near St. Augustine, Florida. It remains the only physical evidence ever recovered. There were family-led search efforts as well, including assistance from the United Cajun Navy. A follow-up now. Tonight on serious conditions inside a Savannah senior living community. Residents at the Veranda Midtown apartments say ongoing problems, including bedbug infestations and broken appliances, are going unaddressed. WSAV's Tyler Nicole spoke with residents and former staff who say the situation has gone on for years.
From bed bugs to broken appliances, the senior citizens living at the Veranda Midtown apartments say they can't take the conditions anymore. Bugs crawling on the walls, furniture, and now residents' guests. A concerned family member who didn't want to be named says her relative has been dealing with the infestation problem for more than 3 years with no solution in sight.
While we were in there, I looked and I was like, wait a minute, something fell on my head, and it was like a little black bug, and it was kind of mushy feeling. I was like, what the heck is that? So I stood up, and it just made me stand up. And then I looked. When I stood up and started looking around, I saw bed bugs crawling up the wall.
One woman who was employed at the apartment for a few months described the conditions in the building as deplorable. She says the elderly man she used to take care of was dealing with a bug infestation so bad that she felt the need to report it to the housing authority. That's when she said she was retaliated against by office staff who called her boss and blamed the bug infestation on her, which led to her being fired.
These flies and bugs coming out your wall, like you could see them coming, like so much fruit flies, like it was covered. I mean, covered everywhere. Like he was literally sitting there with a blanket over his whole body. And I was telling him, I'm going to report these people. He was telling me, no, I have to stay here, so he didn't want no drama.
Senior Vice President of the Integral Group, owners of the Veranda, Rick White, visited the apartments earlier this week after our first report. He says they haven't heard of any problems, but residents say that's because they are being bullied into silence by office staff. Many tell me they fear being kicked out on a fixed income with nowhere to go.
Any allegations of months of neglect are completely unfounded. Our systems are in place. If there is an emergency, it's handled within 24 hours, and routine maintenance issues are handled within 48 hours.
Integral Group investigated today, and they tell us they did find one apartment with issues, but they aren't releasing details until they get the report. They also sent a statement saying, quote, "Under the signed rental agreement, every resident is contractually required to promptly notify management of any suspected bed bug activity. We have no such report." You can find that full statement on our website, WSAV.com. Tyler Nicole, WSAV News 3, on your side.